So in this video, we'll walk through a quick demo of Aptio Cloudability. It's one of the industry's leading FinOps tools, basically aimed at cloud financial management. So whether you're looking to gain visibility into your cloud spend, optimize costs, or drive accountability across teams, then Cloudability's got you covered. Many organizations we work with struggle with understanding and controlling their cloud costs. And this is across providers such as AWS, Azure, or GCP. Cloudability solves this by providing insights, cost allocation, and there's optimization tools also to help you maximize the value of those cloud investments. Here we start with a single pane of glass showing cost visibility across the major cloud providers. So in this example, we've got Azure, Amazon, Oracle Cloud, and GCP. So this is helping understand the cost of the entire cloud footprint in near real time, but more importantly, measure it in a way that makes sense to the business. We can surface costs, so we've got the amortized cost here. So this is showing what we paid to the cloud providers, but also what's been consumed as well. The amortized cost metric will allocate upfront savings plans, any reserved instance payments to where and when they were consumed. And you can also choose to apply custom pricing rules to strip away discounts or metrics like these to represent the true cost. The insights delivered by Cloudability are primarily based on the detailed billing information available from each of the cloud vendors, which are then enriched with other dimensions that you've built into the tool just to help you make more sense of it. This enrichment categorizes the spend in some handy ways. So one of the most interesting available out of the box is this usage family. So obviously we've got different providers coming in here, each with their own different naming conventions. So you have EC2, from AWS, you have virtual machines from Azure. Within the tool itself, it looks to standardize that across by this usage family. So you get that picture across all the providers and that single view within the dashboard. What's powerful about Cloudability is that all the data is standardized through its view engine. So whether you want to sort by application, by product, or by any other meaningful dimension within the business. So views can be based upon an attribute of a cost record that's loaded in from the cloud provider. So that could be tags, account IDs, or labels, from business mappings that correlate these data into meaningful business dimensions. So in this example, we pulled through the cost center, we've got business units, application, and allocation driver. This allows users to focus on the data that's relevant specific to them, but it also provides access control. So users can only see the data that's relevant to them set up by views. If you log into the system as the product owner for a specific product or application, you'll only see the cost data for that product. This level of data access extends across all the features and functionalities within Cloudability. Every user can self-serve all the data across their organization. So this is true whether they want to delve into specific anomalies that might have happened or look at recommendations that are specific to their workloads. Everything in Cloudability platform is designed to help users self-serve the cost data, and that's making the right decisions so they can be accountable for their workloads. So if we then look at the left-hand side on the navigation bar, on top of the core dashboarding and reporting capability shown on the dashboard, Cloudability has a suite of features, each based around the different phases of the FinOps cycle. So the insights directly related to the inform phase of the FinOps cycle. So within here, a number of different views and tools. So we have the True Cost Explorer and the Tag Explorer. This helps obviously break down the information coming in against cost allocation by tags. We also have the views around containers. Again, the cost allocation broken down by our containers. We also have the views around reservations and savings portfolios. That's obviously consolidated across multiple cloud vendors. Our anomaly detection, so this will show our unusual spend that we can then go and explore from here. And then we have our scorecards, so we can start to look at comparing the efficiency of cloud usage across teams. Final one is our resource inventory. So this is everything coming in from all our cloud provider feeds, our full resource inventory across the board. Cloudability at its core was designed as a big data analytics engine for public cloud. So every resource ID, cluster namespace, or label across the entire environment on a per second basis. We store that data to support that year-on-year, month-on-month, quarter-over-quarter style reporting. This data reporting capability is critical to support certain features like the anomaly detection, forecasting capabilities, general reporting, and the auditability of your cloud data, especially for large organizations. Got clients try to build capabilities such as this on their own, quickly realize that storing, maintaining, and keeping that data to support this level of granularity in reporting is typically an expensive and complex task. So if we then navigate to the Optimised tab, this is where we start seeing the recommendations come through, where we can make those savings. So on our reserved instance planner, this shows us all the reserved instances in place, but also the recommendations around reserved instances, around saving plans across all of our environments. Our commitment manager shows us what we've got in place, both on demand and our commitment portfolio. And then we've got right sizing again across all of our environments. So this is the suggestions about where it looks at a workload and whether it's running too big. We can obviously reduce that and then they'll look to save cost on that resource. Our right sizing ROI is the potential savings for when we've done that right sizing. And then we can also broaden the portfolio and start introducing automation so it can look after all these recommendations on our behalf. Let's talk about the Organise tab. Cloudability will ingest all your tags and labels across all the cloud providers. It can also adhere to any sort of account hierarchy, subscription or project or anything like that. So typically 99% of Cloudability clients leverage this business mappings feature. This feature provides a much more robust rules-based allocation that maps cloud spend back to your actual business priorities. So we have a concept of dimensions. So if we look in the business unit dimension here, all of these are then mapped against the business unit dimension, which is then a dimension we can report our costs by. So if we then jump back to our Insights tab, look at the Tag Explorer, here we can see all the dimensions we put in place. So we have this business unit one, so we have our total cost, then split out by the different business units we've set up. Using Cloudability Tag Explorer, you can quickly identify the resources that can be tagged but are not tagged. Cloudability helps you quickly identify the items that should be properly tagged by your operations team, so the associated costs are allocated to the proper owner or application. For items that can't be tagged, Cloudability provides the business mappings functionality we talked about earlier that lets you define logical conditions using any of the available attributes to assign the cost to the responsible party. This is important because if you can't allocate the cloud spend accurately and successfully back to business units, application, or any cost centers, then you won't be able to perform the optimization, forecasting, or any of the other main value driving the use cases supported by FinOps. For shared environments like managed Kubernetes or OpenShift clusters, Cloudability provides a dedicated mechanism to collect the usage metrics, such as CPU or memory consumption. These metrics are used to properly divide the costs of running the whole cluster to owners or initiators of each of the workloads. The reservation portfolio view is part of the inform phase of the FinOps cycle. This helps users quickly review the level of utilization of the already applied cost-saving measures, such as reserved instances or saving plans. One of the main FinOps principles requires that cost savings are managed centrally by the FinOps team, and that helps them achieve that economy of scale. This view helps any user understand how they are utilizing those existing savings across all the cloud providers and different services. The anomaly detection is a useful function that facilitates the implementation of the inform phase of FinOps. So the goal is quite simple. Detect anomalous cloud spend as soon as possible, and then we can alert users either by page duty or email alerts so they can verify and react. There's many situations where this can save a lot of money. Example could be something like Bitcoin mining. So clients who have received alerts from Cloudability that they've got strange and expensive workloads being deployed in odd regions around the world that they don't typically operate in. And then thanks to Cloudability and those alerts, they've managed to jump on, catch and identify who was spinning these up and when it happened. Finally, as your FinOps practices mature, you're using Cloudability more and more, you'll typically want to implement the operate practices from the FinOps framework. So Cloudability supports you by providing cost forecasts based on collected data and projected trends. You can review these forecasts for any of your cloud services and save the forecast as budget. And you can forecast up to 24 months using the forecast range setting. And then later, when new billing data is imported, the actual costs are automatically compared against budget and visualized on the reports. And this helps you manage your cloud spend. So just to recap on what we went through. So I showed how Cloudability helps implement practices from all phases of the FinOps cycle. So starting with the inform phase through to optimize and then finally through to operate. You also saw a number of visualizations, dashboards and reports that help you allocate cloud costs to owners, products, business units, or whatever cost centers you want based on that business dimensions and business mappings. You've seen the optimization recommendations that help you save money. And then finally, you saw the Cloudability features that help your finance department with the planning, forecasting, and budgeting of cloud costs.